So this evening I'm at a pub nearby to where I live called the Green Bar and Brasserie to watch the Newcastle West Ham match. In this video, not only am I going to be talking about the developments in the game, but also Newcastle United have published their financial reports up to and including June of last year. That's led one or two experts to analyse the data and come up with what they think is an estimated budget kitty for transfers this summer. I'm also going to ask fans how much they think Newcastle United are going to spend in the summer. It's coming up. So before talking about the main crux of the video, let's chat to some fans in the pub and see what they think about the summer budget.
Difficult to say with a financial fair play, but I think we'll do three figures again.
Roughly?
Just over, maybe about 110. 100. Don't know who will buy, but I'll trust Eddie. Doesn't matter who he buys. I'll trust his judgment.
Well, me personally, I think it'll be a maximum of about 100 million. 50 to 100 million. I don't think like they did at the start of the spending, they'll try and sign young, hungry footballers. So you're going to get them for a better deal than what you would established stars. Yeah. And I think that's a route they'll go down.
I think Newcastle need a new left back. And my choice would be Tierney from Arsenal, which is probably going to cost 50-60 million. And then probably another backup striker in the range of 30-40 million.
So knocking on 100 million.
100 million, yeah.
Ryan, how much do you think Newcastle are going to spend in the summer and why?
I think we'll spend 200 million round about.
Yeah. On how many players and who do you think may come in?
Probably 3 or 4. So potentially probably Madison, and then maybe a left back, and a forward as well. Probably.
5 minutes in, and look what happens. Callum Wilson scored with a header with some brilliant work by Maxi on the right. Oh, what a start! 1-0. To set the framework and context of this video and financial fair play, this is on the back of an article released by The Athletic this morning. The Athletic is one of my go-to publications to get well-researched and balanced news. You have to pay $6.99 a month, but it's written by Chris Waugh. Anything written by Chris Waugh and George Colton, as far as I'm concerned, is good enough for me. Heavily researched and really very balanced. Of course, I'm not sponsored by The Athletic. They don't know I'm doing this video. It's also in conjunction with a football financial expert called Kieran Maguire, who's a lecturer at Liverpool University, but he also has a podcast where he talks about football finance matters. Talks about the accounts of Newcastle United, which were released just in the last couple of days, from July 21 until June last year, which is the first 3 months of Mike Ashley's era and the first 9 months under our new ownership, and it gives some really interesting data that Kieran Maguire has been looking at, and he with Chris Waugh have helped us understand what it means for Newcastle United in terms of financial fair play going forward. As of June last year, Newcastle were at a loss of 70 million, and within a 3-year financial fair play period, we were at a deficit of about 112 million, even with Mike Ashley leaving us in a kind of a financially healthy position in terms of financial fair play. Kieran Maguire says, we shouldn't panic about that, we shouldn't be concerned. That's just a reflection of the initial outlay that the club have made over players and the increased salaries that are now being forked out. But ahead, we're going to have new sponsorships, and the ship will settle a little bit, so we shouldn't be concerned about that 112 million. Of course, over a 3-year period, you can't get yourself into difficulties if you're showing a deficit of 105. Well, like I said, things like COVID as well and the pandemic, the Premier League do make some allowances for that, but things will settle down. Of course, we should be mindful as well that those accounts, that 70 million loss up until June last year, doesn't include the money that was spent on Alexander Isak or Anthony Gordon, which is about 100 million. Newcastle are certainly not in a position just to go splashing the cash in this summer transfer window, and Dan Ashworth has said as well, he is on record as saying that the money that was spent from our new owners in the first transfer window is about 210 million or whatever. Isn't sustainable. Joe Linton's goal there was initially ruled offside, but went to VAR. Brilliant ball through from brilliant vision from Fabian Shaw to put Joe Linton through, and he coolly just rounded the goalkeeper, put the ball in the back of the net. 2-0, 12 minutes gone. Not least to mention somebody like Elliot Anderson, who's coming up. He's a player for me who's going to save Newcastle United 60 million. 2-1 at half time, 39 minutes. Kurt Zouma coming with a header from a corner. Another hash, I have to say, by Nick Pope, but we're still on top 2-1. Oh, just sat doing 3-1 up. Brilliant work by Jacob Murphy to rob the ball. Squared it across to Callum Wilson, back of the net, 3-1. What a start to the second half. This has been the most amazing howler by the West Ham goalkeeper to allow Isak from about 25 yards to chest it and lob it into the back of the net. 4-1, game over. So, Kieran Maguire's best educated guess, all things factored in, including a 30 million cash injection if we qualify for the Champions League, increased sponsorship deals going into next season. He estimates that Newcastle United will have an approximate budget kitty for transfers of about 60 to 80 million. Now that's probably going to shock a lot of people, but it's round about where I thought it would probably be anyway. That doesn't mean the Newcastle owners are going to be keen to spend all that money. Joe Linton's through. Just made it 5-1. What an end to this game, man. Newcastle United have been absolutely frigging brilliant in this game, man. Absolutely tore West Ham apart. Oh, Declan Rice says he's down. There's hardly any West Ham fans left in the stadium. Joe Linton, a brace from him today. 5-1, man. I never thought that in a million years. I did feel that we were going to win today. Yeah, the PIF, the owners, are probably not going to be keen to. That doesn't mean they're going to blow whatever money they have in the summer, but it's certainly much more a modest amount than most people thought it was going to be. If I had my wish, James Maddison for me, hands down. He's English. We've already had an interest in him a few months ago. He's the complete player for me, and but he's probably going to cost about 50 million. I think we probably need some more cover at left back. Clearly we need, I think, some more cover as a regular, proven goal scorer. Callum Wilson, he's had a great game today. He scored a couple of goals, but he is unreliable with his fitness, and he's had a slump in form as well. I think he's at his level. I think if we're going to compete in the Champions League, we'll probably need somebody a little bit better than him. But also as well, that doesn't factor in any money we might generate from sales, getting rid of players in the summer, but also as well it doesn't factor in any severance payoffs that we might have to make in terminating contracts early for other players. But it's going to be really interesting summer. It looks to me that I think we're going to head for the Champions League, and we're going to Europe.